Okay, welcome gorgeous one to Diary of a Dragon Priestess, and I'm Yolandi, your host. So I'm sat here in my office with the rain pouring down outside. So no outside podcasts being recorded today, but it's actually quite beautiful and really cozy. And this weather and this time of year just puts me into that like real deep reflective space. And I've also just realized that 2 weeks from today is the eclipse, and this is like the last 2 weeks of snaky energy, right? Like the last 2 weeks of that, like moving out of snake into horse energy. And I woke up this morning and it was really interesting because I had a bit of a wobble. Okay, so let me just rewind back. So part of my process that I do is that a lot of my introspection, and this is how I work with my clients, and this is kind of like also, become like part of my lifestyle and how I work, is that I tune into my body to see what it is that's informing how I'm feeling, right? So this morning when I woke up, I was just like, I didn't sleep very well last night, and I was just like, when you're like in that almost ratty space, right? Like it was just like my nervous system felt very buzzy, and I was just like my spine was like zzz, and I was just like, okay, cool. So I did some breathing and everything just to try and take my nervous system down like a notch so that I could hear my body. Because what happens for me is when my nervous system is too loud, I don't connect with my body. So when I do just a little bit of breathing, not even like breath work, but just 10 breaths in and out, like through my belly and stuff, then I just take myself down a notch, and I basically get back in touch with my body. And so what I then did was I tuned into my body and I started just feeling what was happening. And so on Tuesdays, I also work with my mentor, so it's really nice. So it's always a nice thing to wake up and start to riff with her and stuff. And I went out and then I came back in and I started I was just like, let me just feel back into this. And I could feel, it was like the axis in my body was off center, like the center of me. And if you've ever been in my teachings or worked with me, you'll know I always speak about like my anchor, my rod, my axis that runs through my body. And what is it that this is like, how does it feel, right? So I was literally feeling into that, and I just said like, I'm wobbling. And I got quite emotional because I'm like, why am I so wobbly? What is going on here? And then as I was talking, I was just like, okay, what I see right now is I see like the universe, right? Like, so I saw like our solar system. So my internal guidance was like, I could see this planet going around the sun, and I could see this planet kind of being out of its orbit. So it was like wobbling. And then the guidance that came into me was like, 26,000 years ago, the Earth was having a wobble. So she basically wobbled and then started a new era, like a new epoch. And we are going through that wobble again. And we have already been through it, but like within me, I could feel the wobble. And it was like, my guidance was like, but this is your wobble now. This is your universe, your trajectory and your orbit shifting into a new era, right? Like it's like a new epoch that I'm opening up. And I was just like, whoa. And it really got to me because I was just like, shit. So this is why, things feel so like unstable at the moment. And then I was just like, but if it's like this for me, then what is everyone else feeling? Who's feeling like this? Because this can't just be just a Yolandi thing, right? Like what's happening in the world. And I was just like, okay, we've got all these big events happening and so much instability. Everything is wobbling at the moment. And so part of this is that it's my internal body feeling the wobble of the earth, but it's also my internal body feeling the wobble of me. And then I was just like, oh my goodness, okay, so does this thing take me to that place of like not, not feeling solid, not feeling grounded, not feeling anchored, and then immediately not trusting myself because I'm like, no, I'm generally grounded, I'm generally anchored. But it was like, this guidance was just like, no, this is what's meant to happen. You're meant to go through this wobble now so that you can start this new epoch. And I've been speaking to my clients recently and like, just to people about like this new earth that we're busy birthing, right? Like, and it's like, how do we show up? What's the frequency? What is it that we want to bring in? And this feeling inside of me is just like, we have to wobble so that we can start to live like we want to live, so we can create like we want to create, so we can unlearn what we need to unlearn, so that we can literally unravel what needs to be unraveled and what we believed in before. And so when this wobble happens, there's this deep call to surrendering into this place of understanding, right? Like deep body understanding that this is actually safe, that this is actually what we are meant to experience right now, that this is actually what we are meant to be going through, so that we can find the ways that doesn't restrict us, okay? Because so much of what's been coming up is that that permission, right? That permission that I get to give to myself versus looking for someone else to give it to me. So much of what we've been taught in the last few thousand years is that in order for me to connect with my divine self, with my wiser self, I need to go through someone else, right? Like there will be some person, be it a priest, be it a shaman, be it a guru, whatever it is, that can take me back to me. And I am in this space where I'm going, why? Why are we still holding on to that? Because this wisdom that I have in my body, that I have in my soul, that I have within me is so valid. This wisdom is so huge that I get to listen to it, right? That I get to tap into this feeling of immense connection within my being, right? So it's just like, what could that feel like? What could that feel like if I allowed myself to walk into this new era in a body that is ready to lead me? And just saying this, I'm like, that feels so, so huge, so apocalyptic is the word that I'm getting. But it only feels apocalyptic because we don't even know what that looks like. We don't even understand at the deepest cellular level what our existence would be if we allowed ourselves to go there. What would happen if every single one of us chose not to ask permission from anyone else other than ourselves? And something else my gorgeous mentor reminded me of this morning, she said to me, remember last year we had this discussion, Yolandi, about synchronicity, and we had this discussion about how it's not the forces outside of you showing you, but it is the forces within you showing you. And I was just like, boom, I get it. Like I feel it deep within my bones. I feel it deep within the core of my being, is that those are not synchronicities. Like this morning after I spoke to her, I drew the King of Wands card. And the King of Wands card is my support card for this year to the Tower. And it was about like decisions, and every decision I make creates my destiny. And destiny is something I've been feeling into. And I was just like, oh my God, what is synchronicity? And then I changed that, I reframed it, and I went, oh my goodness, what is soul guidance, right? This is my soul affirming what I've been feeling. This is my soul affirming what it means to really step into that place of complete authority, that soul authority that we've been looking for. So I'm just going to ask you now just to take a moment with me as I gather myself back towards myself and back into this space of my body. So if you could just take a moment and feel that energy, just close your eyes and feel that openness within your being, that possibility and that potential that your body holds for change. That our bodies are ready for us to move into this new era, that our bodies are craving that courage to change the trajectory, to change where you are going, especially if you've been feeling stuck, especially if you know that you've only been in this new waters with a toe or a foot, but not fully in. If you know that you haven't yet moved both of your feet into this new uncharted waters that we are moving into, what would that look like? Because there is a knowing in your belly, there's a knowing here in your soul center. I call it the soul center, and it sits near the solar plexus, between the heart and the solar plexus. And that soul center, that is where your fire is. That is where the deepest truth of yourself lies. And if you allowed yourself to reignite the compass within you, within your body, what could your world look like? Sure. Okay, beautiful. And for now, just allowing yourself to play in the possibilities, to play in that. Okay, beautiful. I always love it when this happens, where I just get hit with such a big stream of like internal magic that it's just like almost overwhelming. And I'm grateful that you are here listening to share this with me and or watching. But yeah, it's beautiful. So the wobbles that you are feeling right now, just allow it, because the wobble is the thing that signifies that your new era is arriving. And the wobble is the thing that we need to change course, to change trajectory, and to change where we are walking to. And this time now, I'm being deeply, deeply called to work more with the body. And I love how the people that's been showing up for sessions have asked for that, have asked to be guided back into their bodies. And so just watch the space, because I will be announcing some beautiful new things about the magic of listening to your body. And like my dear friend, my bestie says, she's like, Yolandi, it's just like you unlock the language of the body for people. And that's what I feel is where we are going, because this new era is asking us to go back to that, Okay, it's asking us to go back to our bodies leading us, our souls leading us. And your body is literally the vessel that speaks soul. Okay, your body is the vessel that speaks soul. And that guidance is the purest guidance you can get. Your body's not going to lie to you. Your body might take a few detours and it might show you this and that, but it will always lead you to the divine soul truth of who you are. And that's what we get to look at. That's what we get to live. That's what we get to work with. That's what we get to choose, okay? That beautiful authority and permission slips that we get to give ourselves. Right. Whew. Okay. So, for another unexpected episode, hopefully I'll be around again next week to let that happen. I'm just following my internal fire at the moment and letting myself be guided as to when I need to show up and share here. And I'm so grateful for you for listening. And yeah, it's been a ride. So thank you. And until the next time.
Seeking you'll find.
Ushialanda Ishopo Ariabase La Shiagrasa Inianda Ushiate Nale Shoto Aniatrekia Sala Shotikiana Urusiase Ibeti Ayo Imini Are Sotu Yala Pare Sendiana